ladies and gentlemen, episode 3 here of My Team career mode. We're here for Vietnam. Last race was Bahrain. I think we got P14 there. A good result. We're just doing some admin here at the durability side of things, and we can purchase an upgrade. So we can purchase build time, quality control, or resource point generation. And I know my durability on the gearbox is very bad at the moment, so that's what we're going to be focusing on. Focusing on the build time, because we can purchase more upgrades quickly then. So we're going to spend that 1.5 million, a bit of money. I say a bit, quite a lot, but we're going to purchase that right now. And having a look at the other departments, but we don't seem to have enough resource points to upgrade them. Speaking of resource points, we're going to go to the R&D tree. By the way, guys, if you did miss the last episode, link will be on my channel page. Go to the My Team Career Mode playlist. You can have a look, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the series. Like and comment as well, it really helps me out and keeps me going. I mean, if I only see 33 subscribers, I'm not really very motivated to keep making videos, but we digress. Yeah, we purchased a chassis durability and a aerodynamic upgrade, I believe, and that's what we are going to be doing now. We're just assigning some activities to the team to get some more team and driver acclaim, and of course increase the department morale. We're going to do aero department focus. We've been putting a lot of work into that recently, so that will just accelerate it. Sponsor advertisement, that's just going to give us more driver acclaim and a funded team event. That's going to boost all morales of all departments, so that's going to be very useful for our development in the future. And that is our tasks assigned. We're going to advance time towards the next event, which will be the Vietnam Grand Prix. We're getting our weekly resources and obviously our running costs, but yeah, it costs money for that event. Yeah, so Jeff's saying you're not currently in a rivalry, and you'll see at the end of practice, Claire gives us an interview where we have to declare who our rival is. So that's a new feature for this game. Also, guys, tomorrow I will be releasing two videos. The first one will be the Chinese Grand Prix for My Team Career Mode, as we're in practice now at Vietnam. And the second one will be the start of our driver career mode. We'll be starting in F2, and we'll go through the whole of the 3 scenarios that you can do in F2. And we'll continue that career mode. But my team, really, that's going to take the priority. We'll just release career mode episodes like twice a week, 3 times a week maybe. They're going to be doing 50% races and short quali, well, full quali actually, just like we do in my team. Just looking at some replays here. Yeah, I didn't particularly like this track. When you hook it up, it's a nice and satisfying lap to get together, but when you don't, it's really frustrating because you can't get any consistency here unless you're like on the money every single lap, and there we're not. We got on the power far too early, trying to learn the track, and that's our wing gone. So that's a good start.
Good day today.
Hello, Claire.
Your take on it. Are there any drivers that you've got a rivalry with at the moment?
Right, so this is gonna form our rivalry. I was gonna pick George Russell, but we have been beating Kevin Magnussen recently, so I thought if we can beat him, just go for the higher acclaim.
It's the start of the season.
And there's some other questions, rather irrelevant. Claire always chucks out irrelevant questions, as we know. And yeah, so we're going to get some more driver acclaim and team acclaim, of course. Nick bringing on those resource points. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. We're in the laptop then, and we're going to be going for qualifying. Interestingly, it is going to be raining for qualifying. And there was one corner that I really absolutely hate on this track. It's the long roundabout one, the one that goes left, and guess what? It goes left again. It keeps going forever and ever, and I either understeer into the wall on the exit, or I'm oversteering and getting a bad exit onto the straight. So I can never get that right. It's time for qualifying though. Again, I mean, a new track. I'm not good on this. Aiming not to be last, really. You see, it is raining, but we're on the softs. And I went into the gameplay settings. Just want to check the safety cars on, because we haven't had many safety cars. We haven't had any safety cars in the first two races. We're going to look at the weather forecast then, and it looks to be raining for the whole session. We go to the wet tyres and see if the inches are faster, but they're 3 seconds slower. So we're gonna stick with the softs in this situation. Fresh power units. Actually, no, we don't have that. We're gonna install fresh power units on everything after quali for the race, because you'll see I qualify last anyway. Spoilers. So I may as well take lots of penalties. We're coming to start our first lap then of the Hanoi International Circuit, getting turn 1 wrong, getting turn 2 wrong, and you get the pattern. I'm power sliding through this corner. It's bad enough in the dry on traction, let alone the wet, but also on dry tyres, and you can see that's like the most awful line anyone has ever took through that corner. And coming into the final sector then, it's really flowing. It's nice when you get it together, but it's not nice when you're power sliding through it. That's what we're doing here, going down to 4th gear, but this is a satisfying corner. You take lots of curb, and there's exit curb there. I like this one as well, keep it close to the wall. We didn't do it that time, so I'm going to eat my own words. Lewis Hamilton somehow does a 45.2, an alien, and we're going to come across the line and do something like a bad time. Oh my goodness, 49.7, and we got wing damage. Nice. We're coming to start our second lap then of the session. We should aim to get 3 in. We're coming through turn 1. We go quite deep, and we're going to try and keep it on the curb this time. And that's sort of, well, I was about to say it stables our car, but we're still sliding through it and we're losing time. Almost 3/10 down. I'm so tentative on the throttle because of this wet conditions, and this is like the worst ever first sector anyone's done. But somehow we're 4/10 up as we come into the penultimate corner, going into first gear, because this car is so understeery. Full lock, you should notice, through that corner, and trying not to get on the wall, and we do. So much understeer, but we go P21. And there's 4 minutes left in the session, but we have a look, and apparently it dried up. We didn't get time for another lap, and we end 11.8 seconds off the leader because everyone else did their dry runs. So that's a successful qualifying.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day?
Obviously, Claire, it was my day. No, I mean, Nick is really good with his car. He gets the best out of it. Well, we're never going to be starting from the front, Claire, until like in 2 years' time. I mean, get your hopes down, because if you want me to see me starting on the front row, you're going to have to, I don't know, make a new world, to be honest. Obviously, it's not where you want to be. We're going to take grid penalties. We're going to get a new everything, really. So the MGUH, the MGUK, ICE, the energy store turbocharger, control electronics, and of course that new gearbox that's already at 76% after this qualifying session. And yeah, that's all good, fine by me, and we are going to go to the race.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now, I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Alexander Albon, and Sainz, Ricciardo, Norris, Ocon, and Lance Stroll, Perez, Kvyat, Lewis Hamilton, and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, and Nick de Vries. Russell, Latifi, the scientist, and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot today. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Here we are then on the grid for the Vietnam Grand Prix. Jeff as silent as ever. He's stunned, taken aback. He has no words to describe our performance in qualifying. And it looks like a two-stop, so we're going to go soft, soft, medium. Running the default setup because I'm a noob. Now coming through the final corner onto the starting grid then, the end of the formation lap. We're going to get ready to go for 5 red lights here in Vietnam for the first ever Vietnam Grand Prix in our career mode. It's lights out and away we go, and we did not get the best start, but we know the AI are going to brake very early into turn 1 as they always do. We get pinched on the inside there a bit by our teammate. But we're up into P18 and fighting with Magnussen through this long right-hander. He decides to go down the inside. We made a bit of contact there with Nick, sending him wide, so we're not going to try and get him on the inside, but obviously he just pulls away. Having superior straight line speed probably a setup issue here for us. As we go 3 wide into the chicane, we managed to keep that. Gasly and Magnussen scrapping behind, and that is Nick, and we nearly tangle, and we don't want this. For a small team, for the 2 teammates to be tangling with each other is not what you want at all. It is not going to be good for us, but we're going to actually get the run on Nick here coming into the hairpin of the very long back straight here at Hanoi, and we get that move done successfully up to P17. Starting the second lap then on Grosjean. We are closing on the straight, so that has the Ferrari engine not performing as well as you would expect. We're nearly going into the back of Grosjean there, but we're going to hang it through turn 3, and the really and agony ensuing turn. I mean, this is like the worst track I've ever. And Nick trying to get revenge on us then, to be superior in the team, and he goes down the inside. We're not going to be able to fight that. He covers it off quite nicely actually, but we're going to try and go round the outside here of this really long roundabout corner, I call it. It just goes on forever, doesn't it? And we're not going to get the move done there, but there is a massively long straight, and it's lap 2, so no DRS yet, but Rich Mixon overtaken. We're going to look to make this move work as we go into the hairpin once more, and we squeeze Nick wide a bit there. That gives Gasly the run. He's looking to come back at us, but Nick on the inside, he's going to do a massive dive, but I think we are going to hold it. Yes, we are on the exit there. We're still going to be going side by side up to this corner here, but we have the inside going around to the 3rd gear and 2nd actually, and we make that work. So coming through the fast and flowing 3rd sector, we have lost time to Grosjean now, but I don't think we would have really got him anyway. I mean, we're not naturally fast on this track in this car, and me certainly, I'm not fast at this track. Obviously a new track for me to drive. I haven't found how to find time yet, and Nick has, so he's coming on the back of us then. 1/10 is the gap, and now make that 1/10 from me to him instead. He sails past before he even opens DRS. Gasly's got DRS. He's going to sail past us as well. It's an absolute... What? Oh, okay. Apparently we're going to dive it on Gasly. And nearly hit our teammate. I love my driving, and this is the way to Amarillo. Sorry, it's late at night. I mean, what do you expect me to say? Coming through the third sector, how many times have I said that as well? We're going to come into the pits now. We're going to make an early stop. Hopefully undercut maybe our teammate and maybe Grosjean as well. But you can see Norris is in the pits and he is following our strategy. He's not in our race though because we are so much slower than the McLaren, and the pit window is open. That's correct. We are coming in now as I spam the look backward button, and they're going to change our wing. We had slight damage, but I forgot to change wing to off. So this is where we're going to be going, and it's an 8.8 second pit stop. I doubt we're going to make grounds on the car ahead now because we just lost like 3 seconds. Lost more like 5 seconds really because of the wing change. But a very unique pit exit here. Trying to make the best line out of the pits to the onto the straight, and we're coming through onto lap 9 here. We get past Gasly and we get past Magnussen, but it's very deceptive here. We're way ahead of Magnussen, but because of the layout of turn 1, Magnussen is just going to sail past there, and he's going to be about 1.5 seconds ahead of us already before the before straight really. So, and you see yellow flag there. Oh, maybe safety car, but no safety car. But yeah, that's really deceptive, the pit exit there. Even if you're like a few seconds ahead of him, the driver, when you go past the start finish line, you'll still come out behind him because the pit exit line cuts so much at turn 1. Coming on to lap 11 then, Gasly's behind us. This is the wooden spoon fight, as you like, fighting for last place in this race as Gasly looks to make a move, and I think he's going to get that done. He does have DRS. Coming into the chicane, we're not going to be able to keep that position. He's going to sail away. I think Gasly had car issues at the start of the race. The AlphaTauri is much quicker than us on paper, but clearly not in this race. But it is now because we're P22, lap 13. It's getting a bit gloomy, and others didn't make their stop then, and now they've made their stops. The 2 Williams are behind us. George Russell is the first to mount an attack on us down the long back straight. Almost certain he'll get a move done with DRS, overtake and rich mix, but coming into the hairpin, he doesn't get it close enough to us in the braking zone to actually challenge us, which is oh yeah, nice. And I've just damaged my wing even more. This race is like even worse than Australia. You know how bad I was saying that is? This is the worst. And we're checking with Jeff for the weather report, and we binned it. And I thought, you know what? We're going to finish last. Let's finish last and save parts rather than finish last and not save parts. So very late call to come into the pits. And that will be our race because we're going to save parts. There's no point, literally no point in carrying on. We're going to finish last, so we may as well save all our parts really. You know the wear's bad on this car. It was an awful race really, and that just sums it up. So that's why it's just kind of short episode. I just retired. Rage quit if you like, but the car's so bad. Ferrari win there.
Vietnam Grand Prix, and what a performance it was from our race winners today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
Leclerc wins, Vettel P2, And I think that is Bottas in 3rd position. So looking at the championship standings, well, we finished last in the race, of course. I think only the only retirer. And what we're going to look at now is the driver standings. Lewis Hamilton was ahead after winning Bahrain and Australia and getting the fastest laps. And now Leclerc has closed that gap as we look at some nice replays of our horrific race. That is going to be this episode, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, please subscribe, and until next time at China, bye bye.